it's Danielle and I am back with another Project Life Process video. I am going to be currently working on week 4 this week. Now, I haven't done a process video for week 3, and that's because my daughter got sick again. It just feels like we cannot get the germs out of this house, and so we are ready for sunshine to come and suck them all up. But I wasn't able to actually do a process video, but I did find the time here and there to actually work on that week, so it is done. And if you're interested in looking at that, I would encourage you to head on over to my blog. I will put the link down below. It should be up there very, very shortly. So in this video, I'm going to be working on my week 4, and I'm just showing you the cards that I'm working with. Now, this makes me laugh because I was on Facebook. I was actually looking on the Scrap Gals Facebook group, and Tracy had left a comment or a question, sort of fill in the blank, I have too much blank or something like that. And I had answered, I have too many Becky Higgins Project Life cards. I won't even admit how many of those core kits that I have because it's an embarrassing number, and I swore I would never buy another one because I'm not even using them anymore. I mostly use digital products from One Little Bird. But I saw that Peppermint from One Little Bird was putting out her kit, her Project Life kit, and I couldn't help but buy it. I had to, so I bought another one, and I've got it in the mail, and that's what I'm using today. And I just showed you that I bought the little die cut pieces that came with it as well. So I've picked through all of these cards and looked through them, and picked out 4 of them that I wanted to use, and also picked out some of the die cut shapes that I want to use on that 12 by 12 piece of paper there that I have on my left. And I'm just getting everything sorted out, and I will start working on my week. So I'm just going to take out these first few photos and cards here and work on them a little bit at a time. Now this card says to do, and what I decided is to write just some random things that we did this week. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason or order to this card. I just took out my planner. I saw some things that we did. That's where I got my information, is from my planner, and when I saw something I thought would be fun to write down, I wrote it down, just maybe some of the highlights of this last week. And then I take this pretty blue pattern card, and I take one of these labels that I had from my stash. These are actually from Studio Calico. They're just a digital product. You print them out and cut them out. And so I'm just going to spruce up or make this card a little bit more special with that label. And I'm writing just a really quick note about how we had a craving for shepherd's pie this week, or I should say last week, and we didn't have any of the ingredients, so that meant a quick trip to the grocery store. And so nothing super important there. But to make this card just a little bit more fun and to add more interest, I decided to take my date stamp and just write the date that, or I should say stamp the date that we did that. And as you can see, that card above of my daughter in the grocery cart, I did some typing on that before I printed it out, just about how it's different taking her to the grocery store. Before, it was something that I didn't really like because she was little, but now it's something that I enjoy. And so I just kind of wrote that fun little, my feelings right now about that. Now this polka dot card, you saw I was going to put the other green label on that, but I decided to not do that, and I'm going to put that on the other side of my layout just to kind of connect the two together. And on this card, though, I did find one of the die cut shapes to put on there. It's just a little tab that says today. And I'm just writing about how we had to go to the doctor again and how we're very ready to be healthy again. But that photo is of my daughter at the pharmacy. We were waiting for our turn, and I just thought it was so funny because she was so ready to be done. And then I take this orange stripe card and I just put a 3 on there just because there's 3 people in our family. I really like that card, though. It's my favorite card this week. So now that I have my pocket page figured out, I can start working on my layout. So last year was the first year that I kind of switched up my Project Life album in the sense that I didn't just use pocket pages. I used some 12 by 12 pages and added some traditional layouts into my album. And I really liked the way it turned out, and so I plan on mixing a few of those in this year as well. And because I used a 12 by 12 photo last week, I kind of had that 12 by 12 page protector that I had to deal with this week, and so that's why I decided to do this layout. Now, how I approach that is I will usually highlight a favorite photo of or a favorite story of the week. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best quality photo. So last week the photo was blurry to begin with, and then I blew it up to 12 by 12, so it showed that blurriness even more. In that case, I usually will just turn it to black and white and then not worry about it. I don't let a bad photo keep me from using a picture, and it doesn't even really bother me. This photo of my daughter and this darn penguin is not the best photo I took this week, but it's definitely my favorite story. So that is why I decided to highlight it on this page. Now you'll see here that I am playing around with these little die cut shapes. I am moving them in every way possible just to get a good idea of where I want them. This is sort of my process. This is how I do it. I just move and move and move until I feel good about it. And you'll see here, this is the sort of the combination that I came up with. I had to take a little break there because I had to go pick up my little girl from school. And then I came back and sat down and just kind of played with it a little more. And once I figured it out, I turned the camera on. So this is the placement of that I decided was good. And now I'm going to stamp my week number, and I'm just going to use one of those labels to stamp that so that I know what week this is for. So the story about this penguin is my daughter loves this penguin. I have no idea why, but she wants to take it everywhere. And we had spent the weekend at my parents' house, so I let her bring it there because that's okay. Grandpa's house is a good place to bring stuff like that. Of course, it doesn't ride with us to the grocery store or anything, but she carts it around everywhere at home. It's really crazy, and it kind of drives me nuts because it's clunky and loud, and so when she drags it across the kitchen floor, it's loud. But it sits with her at the table and plays with her when she plays, and she'll dress it up. She'll put her little princess dresses on it and stuff. It's just super funny. But I have learned the hard way that things come and go. So next week she might be over the penguin, and if I don't document it now, it will never get documented. And I think this is a story that she will laugh at later. This is something, these are the types of stories that this album is for. And so I definitely wanted to get it in here. And I took this picture when we were coming home from my parents' house, and my husband had strapped the penguin in next to her, and she was super happy, and she was just excited that Helly was in the car with her. And I knew that I had this 12 by 12 kind of spot to work with. So I took this picture with this spot in mind, and I like the way it turned out. I think it's super cute. So I'm getting all of these little pieces back down and in place, and then I'm going to work on my journaling. So my plan is to just write it beneath my photo. I thought about typing it up and then cutting it into strips and placing it under there, but to be honest, I was just too lazy. So I just took my pen and I wrote out my story, and I had plenty of space, so I could just write until I was done. I didn't have to worry about fitting it all in. And when I get everything written out, I just take my pen and I underline everything. And at that point, I was done, but it felt like it was missing something. It just didn't feel complete. So what I decided to do was just trace around, draw some messy lines around my whole layout. And that seemed to kind of, make everything come together, I guess. So as with every week, I picked out a few cards and I took them over to my sewing machine and I stitched on them. You'll see that here in just a moment. And I know I say it a lot, but I don't know that I'll ever really get away from the whole stitching on things. It's just my very favorite technique, and I love the way it just kind of finishes my layouts. So I'm just tidying up the ends and snipping all of my threads off and making sure everything is good. And then I call this layout done. So I just wanted to take a quick moment and say thank you to all of my subscribers. I know I get new ones all the time, and it's just super exciting, and you guys always leave the sweetest comments and are so kind, and I just think that I probably have the best subscribers on YouTube. So I just wanted to say thank you, and also thanks for watching today. So hopefully we'll see you all soon. All right, bye-bye guys.